Oh man, here we go, bruh.
It's finally here.
I've been waiting for this joint, you know what I'm saying? It's God of War, Ragnarok. And of course I got the collector's edition, the Jotnar. I'm trying to be calm, man. I'm trying to be calm. I want to get this video out. This is not even really a review because, you know, the review came out like a week ago. Probably by the time this joint drops, it's going to be like a week and a half. So everybody has their thoughts on it and everything. And that's how you know a game is going to be a good game, is when the developers drop the review embargo a whole week before the game comes out, because they knew the joint was going to be fire. So without further ado, I just want to jump in a little intro, man. I want to go over what the first game was about real quick. You know, I don't want to drag it on. So basically, you're Kratos, you know, going from God of War 3 to God of War 2018. You know, you're much older. Apparently, you had a wife, you had a son. The wife's dead. You never even get to see her. But the whole basis of that game is to take your wife's ashes to the highest peak of the mountain. Boom. Go about that. You get attacked by some trolls. You get attacked by some gods, Thor's sons, and then some other elves and other stuff. And then towards the end, you finally put the ashes on the highest peak of the mountain. Find out some stuff about Atreus.
Is that it?
End of story. Now,
Winter is coming.
we're going to get into what the game is really about and what I think about the game so far. I'm not going to really do any spoilers, even though there's plenty of spoilers out there. And this ain't really a review on whether or not you should buy the game, because at this point, you should have made up your mind about the game already. Basically, all I'm going to get into is why I love the game. I'm going to try to point out some negatives about it, because the game isn't perfect. No game is perfect. This is pretty much to let you know how I feel about the game. And then, like I said, I'm not trying to really get you to buy it, because if you don't like God of War, like if you didn't like God of War 2018, you're not gonna like this, hands down. If you're new in the game and you try and get a PS5 and you wanna cop this joint, it's a good choice. But if you ain't played 2018, you doing yourself a real disservice. Like, this is one of those games, pretty much do need to play not pretty much. You do need to play 2018 God of War in order to really feel the whole scope of this game. So let's get into it. All right, man, first things first, yo, we're gonna jump into probably the shortest topic that I want to touch on, which is the graphics and the sound. And first, the sound. 2018 didn't support the 3D audio. Obviously. That came out on PS4, which did not support it. But now we got Ragnarok, and it does have the 3D audio. And I noticed a few little things with that. So basically, I mean, you can hear stuff. I mean, it's in 3D, so if someone's yelling at you from behind, like in one scene instance in the beginning of the game, you're sitting on the bed and Mimir is like behind you. If you don't know who Mimir is, he's the head, and he says something and it actually sounds like it's behind you. So I mean, little nuances like that really help enhance the experience. I definitely recommend playing this with a headset.
Do you now?
Honestly, playing with headsets is something new that I honestly started doing anyway. And this game definitely takes full advantage of that. I mean, well, I ain't gonna say full advantage. It's not like a first-person shooter where it really comes in handy playing with the 3D audio.
Obviously.
But the next thing I wanted to jump on is the graphics. Now, here's where I know a lot of people were saying that it feels like an expansion.
Why would you say that?
And the graphics speaks to that in volumes, because honestly, there's no huge difference in the graphics. Like, I just got done playing 2018 maybe a couple weeks ago, and you know, they already put the enhancements in there for the PS5 version. Quite honestly, man, the game looks really similar. So I can see where people saying this is like an expansion. But with the PlayStation 5 version, you do get the bump up in graphics. You get the 120 FPS.
That's what I'm talking about.
Which is quite frankly unheard of really on a action adventure game. I didn't get a chance to test that out because I don't have a monitor or a TV that supports that. But I do play on 60 FPS, which in my opinion should be standard for any next-gen console to begin with. The new worlds look great, fantastic. I was worried about that in the beginning because it was Fimbulwinter, so I was like, man, is everything gonna be covered by snow? But they jumped you off real quick, the first realm that they put you in is lush, greenery, water, you know, so they really did a good job on that. Apparently you do get to explore all the realms in this game, but don't get it confused. You know, it's not gonna be sprawling, semi-open world.
Fucking tricked us, that's what they did.
It's gonna be like the first game where I think it was Muspelheim and Niflheim. They were like special kind of training or task-driven areas. They weren't really part of the story or any kind of side mission. It was just like what extra content you can do, and that's kind of how this is. It has a realm that's for training, and I haven't even been to Muspelheim. I haven't even been there yet. But anyway, I'm getting off topic. A lot of colors and stuff in the game. The biggest thing is that, you know, Atreus is older now, so that's unique how they put him in there. They really dive deep into the characters. I'm not gonna go into that too much because that's on the next topic, which is gonna be with the story and the gameplay. But the graphics, nothing really new here. Looks pretty much the same, tad bit prettier because it's PS5. Now, if this game would have been a PS5 exclusive, it would have just blew everything out the water. Like, I mean, the game already looks great. I know it looks like an expansion, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? All right, man, now I'm gonna jump into
meat and potatoes.
Gameplay, story. So first, gameplay. Here's another aspect where it didn't change drastically from 2018, but it changed enough. Movement feels lighter. He just feels more fluent. And I guess that goes into the new aspect of the changes they wanted to make as far as the verticality of the game, because now you can use your chains to get the higher ledges. You use the chains to jump over huge gaps. So I guess that goes into play on how they wanted to make Kratos lighter. In that aspect, it really does feel good. It didn't really take that much getting used to, because like I said, I played 2018 joint a couple weeks ago, so it felt pretty natural to jump right back in. But the move sets is kind of different. The only thing I gripe about, but I mean, it's a game, I lost all my stuff.
Poor baby.
All the gear I worked hard for, not even the resemblance of it. It's like it just started from scratch. And it's funny because they even touched on it in the game when you first, well, I ain't gonna say first, when you meet back up with Sindri and Brock. He's like, hey man, what happened to all that gear I made you? He was like, I used it, and that's it. Like, he just used it, dumped it, threw that shit in the trash. Like, it was, but other than that, the gameplay feels just as fluid as the first one. Like I said, it's one of those systems again where, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It doesn't need to be fixed. They did some little nuances that I really love. Like in the first game, when you needed to kick a chain down to have that area accessible again, he would do this little animation where he would fall on the chain, and it really aggravated me because I was like, man, I just want to kick it down and move on. Now he'll kick the chain down, he'll move on. So little things like that really improve the overall gameplay of the game. One thing I found myself really missing that I only used on my second playthrough of the last game was the quick turn. That is really helpful when you just have a slew of enemies and you're trying to boom, 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 quick turn. That's when his sluggishness comes. That's when you remember that Kratos is an old man. Like, this dude gotta be in his hundreds, because, you know, he's half god, so he probably ages slower than most people. Other than that, the gameplay is pretty the same. I haven't really dove deep into the nuances,
Oblivious to such nuances.
different combos and stuff yet, because they really like trying to spread it out throughout the game. And I do like the new armor. I like the fact that you can stick with the armor you like and just upgrade that, because me personally, I like the shoulder piece armors. I don't like the things that cover both your shoulders. To me, it looks like he's Greek, and no, man, this dude's the god of war. Like, he's the god of war. There was other few things I really like. As far as the story goes, I ain't gonna lie, man, the story, when it started out, really just kind of, I was just like, there's nothing really exciting happening. This is same. I'm just kind of going through the motions, and then something happened. The whole perspective changed. I really don't want to spoil it, but I'm pretty sure people already did it. And basically,
You know nothing, Jon Snow.
you get as Atreus. And I was just like, whoa, wait a minute. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is new. Right away, man, you realize that this dude is not Kratos.
Dude, weak, super weak.
How is this even his son? Kind of stuff. Is he adopted? Because you ain't related to me, dude. So that was a different aspect. Then that got me re-engaged into figuring out, like, yo, what is about to happen? Now I'm really excited to see how the game progresses as far as the story, because I'm like, wow, now I'm looking for these moments again where you get to play as Atreus. Like, they switching it up. And there's other little things in the story that you notice, like, I don't even think he says boy anymore. Like, he hasn't said boy in my whole gameplay. He actually called him Atreus. Asking about his concern, he's like, you know, we're gonna do this because you want to do it. Like, he was following his son. He even went as far to call him a mere brother. I was like, wow, this dude has come a long way. I mean, if you think about it, from the first God of War, angry, raging, killing everything, this dude, but he's still an emotional wreck. You know, when people crack jokes at him or do anything, he's still like, Like there was one scene in the beginning where Sindri offered him a snack, and he was like, I don't want no snack. Get on my face with that elf or dwarf, whatever you are. I'm really definitely getting intrigued in this story. I can't wait to see how it ends. I'm definitely gonna drop a video,
obviously,
get my thoughts on how the story ends, because I kind, you know, with these things you kind of know what it ends, how it ends. I think is gonna surprise me, because a lot of people say it surprised them, and I might have to do a second playthrough. But there's other games coming out, so I need to get this joint knocked out before those games come out. Next, we're gonna jump into the replay value. I already said it. I'm about to play a second playthrough on this joint, just to get a real feeling on how it goes. Probably, you know what I probably will do? I will probably play 2018 and dive right into this joint and just keep it moving. But you already know I'm not gonna play a second playthrough unless they come out, well, when they come out with a new game plus. That's when I'll definitely jump in, because you know I like to keep my stuff. Work hard for that. I definitely see myself doing that, but like I said, I probably wouldn't do it until they drop the new game plus. But all that being said, man, I gotta drop a score on this joint. Even though I know like the game's been out for a week, people done drop scores for it. You kind of got your idea. And like I said, I'm not trying to get you to play this game, because like, if you didn't like 2018, then you're not gonna like this. The question is this gonna make you just say F it and go get a PS5? Is this like the game changer joint right here? And I'm gonna say, yeah, it is. Like, for real. Like, that's why they even selling the God of War PS5 bundle, because this game is it. I had to drop a score on it right now. I haven't finished the story. I would give it a 9.5. And that's only because I haven't finished the story. Now, if the story the ending just blows my mind, kind of like 2018 did, it's gonna get that perfect 10. But I do want to jump into real quick whether or not this is game of the year material. It is, but there's another game I have in mind. I'll drop a video on that, obviously. Get my thoughts on what game should be game of the year. That's another day, another video. Make sure you give me some comments, like, subscribe. I know this joint's a little longer than most. Hope it didn't suck, and I'll catch y'all later.